Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm bringing you another in my series of puzzles from the archive. This is a puzzle back from the late October 2020, so this puzzle is 14 months old. And this is a puzzle called XV Double Layer Dilemma by Tyrgannus. This was number 701 in the archive. And when I reached out to Tyrgannus about this, he wanted me to stress a couple of things. The first one was that when I'm pulling puzzles from this old in the archive, it's worth remembering that the setters back then were a lot of them were still just getting into setting. So even though Tyrgannus is a phenomenal setter and has gone a long way with the puzzles that he's doing, that when he was setting these, he was still finding his feet as a setter, or he was nowhere near as developed as a setter as he is now. It was over a year ago, so do not judge any of the setters if that I'm showing in my puzzles when I'm doing these older puzzles from the archive. Don't judge the setters now based on the puzzles that you did then. If they were setting easier puzzles, or if they're setting puzzles that weren't particularly complex or weren't particularly tricky, that doesn't mean that they haven't developed and improved their skills. If you look at a puzzle and say, to be honest, that wasn't particularly great, that doesn't mean that the person hasn't moved on. We all improve with skills. And the other one is to be aware that when you're pulling some of these old puzzles, that you may occasionally get something that people may look at and go, but I've seen that trick before, or I've seen that done so many different times, that you may go, well, that's not very original. But when you're pulling some puzzles from the archive, puzzles from a year or so ago, that you may actually encounter, I may, without knowing it, pull a puzzle that actually at the time was phenomenally influential. And you look at it and you just go, oh, that's nothing special. But at the time, it may have been phenomenal. And I may not call that out because I do not know. So, the history of puzzles when I'm pulling old ones, I may not be aware of. And if I don't call them out, that's not because I'm not meaning to, it's just because I don't know. So just bear in mind when I'm pulling these older puzzles, because I want to try and showcase some foundational skills, and bring out some of these old puzzles that may have been lost. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to say, well, this is the best puzzle Tyrgannus has ever done. No, this may be one of Tyrgannus's first puzzles. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think this is, sort of part way down his journey, but he's moved on from here. He's gotten a lot better. So anyway, I'm rambling, but just be aware of that when I do it. And he was right when he said it. So when I first grabbed this puzzle, when Tyrgannus had said it, a lot of the cosmetic features and things that we now take for granted when we set puzzles didn't exist. So when the puzzle was first pulled out, it actually looked like this. It didn't have cages in it, and the only way to highlight the regions was using highlighting. I actually find working with too much color in the grid a little bit of a problem. So what I've done is I'll provide links to both the original way that it was set and to the new way, but I reset the grid to add these cages, so I can go into the settings and I can hide the colors, so I can actually solve this grid with just cages, so I don't have that color interacting with my vision, because the cages, I can still see the detail, but it's not going to impact me as much. So this is the grid that I'm actually going to be solving the puzzle on. All of the regions, if I turn the colors back, or if I go back to the original grid, all of the colors, the blue and the orange, as he's called it, I can still see here. I can see the blue, I can see the orange. It's just not interacting with my vision as badly. So how does this puzzle work? He's put in the rules, normal Sudoku rules apply, but this is actually irregular Sudoku rules. So in every row, in every column, and in every irregular region, so it's all of these regions with the thick borders, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. And I find if I look at this grid, I can barely see those black borders. I personally, I just have trouble seeing them on that. So anyway, so that's how the irregular regions work. However, these normal boxes also have the must contain the digits 1 to 9. So uh, that's why those highlighted areas exist. So these also does have normal Sudoku rules apply, which is why it's there. And also the any clues separated by a V must contain the digits from one. Any cells separated by a V must sum to 5. Any cells separated by an X must sum to 10. All X's and V's are given. So we cannot have any other adjacent cells sum to 5 or any other adjacent cells sum to 10. And that's all we're given. So links to do this puzzle will be below. I will provide both the original and to the new one. And if you want to do the new one without the highlighting, you can just go into the settings on the Cracking the Cryptic app and hide colors, and you'll end up on this grid. In F puzzles, you would have to select all of the highlighting and turn it off. Feel free to give it a shot below. I'm going to give this let's give this a shot. So what I normally do when I am doing an XV is I highlight all the V clues and I go 1, 2, 3, 4 and see what that gives me. And the answer is not much. I have no idea what I'm in for. You'll know more from the puzzle length how hard this is. There's a lot of constraints on this grid, so I'm hoping it's easy, but I really don't know. The rating that that this puzzle was given was, I think it was just over a 3 at the time. Things have moved on. And the other thing was, I actually solved this puzzle back in October last year, and it took me over 90 minutes, but I was still starting my Sudoku journey back then. This may have been one of the first irregular Sudokus I ever did. So anyway, focusing on the puzzle. What am I looking for? So this can't be a 1 because that would be a 9 and that would conflict in that box. So this is not 1, so this is not 4. Similarly, that can't be 1 because that would have to be 9. So that's not 1 and that's not 4. Neither of these can be 2. No, that's not true because the 8 isn't. That is completely not true. Took that way too far. Okay, there'll be something to get me started here. I'm thinking it's possibly to do with 9s. So where does 9 go in this region? In this region, 9 is there or there. Because I can't put it here because it sees that 9. I can't put it there and I can't put it there because they both see that 9. That's... I'm not sure if I want to... not sure. 9 can't go there. No 9's there. Okay, in this region, 8s must go in there because I can't put 8 in any of those. Now that means that I can't put 8 anywhere in here. In this region, 8 has to go up here. 9s can't go in those. Oh, in this region, 8 can't go here or here. So 8 is in one of those in this region. There'll be something I need to find to break in. So this is going to be 6, 7, or 8. This is going to be 6, 7, or 8. And it can be, because if... Oh, hang on. All of those see that. That can't be 8, so that can't be 2, so that can't be 3. Because all 3 of those cells, which are the only places I can put 8 into this region, all 3 of those see that cell. Because if I was to put an 8 there, both of those are in the same orange region, and that is in the same column. So 8... 8 can't go there. 8 can go there. So in the orange region, I think 8 can still go in any of those. I am floundering about. So 9 can't go in any of those. Okay, 9 can't go there. 9 can't go there. So 9 is restricted to those 3. I'm going to give this a shot. I'm just going to highlight the places for 9s. 9 can go in any of those 2 or any of those 3 that I can see. 9 can't go in any of those. 9 can go there, can't go there, can go there, can't go in any of those 3. I think it can go in any of those. 9 is in one of those 2. Not in any of those, is in those. 9, 9. Okay, and down here, it's getting way more open. So is there any region there that isn't well covered or is pointing in some way? That's not a 9 because it's in the same region as that one. Those are not 9 because it's in the same region as that. So 9 must be in those 3. So those are not 9. And now this must be a 9. This must be a 1. That's what I'd missed. So if that's a 9, that is not a 9. 9 is now in this region. 9 must be one of those. That is not a 9. In this region, 9 must be in one of those. So that is not a 9, which I already had from that being a 9. So one of those is a 9. In this region, one of those is a 9. So there is a region there. So one of those has to be a 9. So those cannot be 9s. This column, one of those is a 9. If I could get rid of one of these, that would really help. So if that was a 9, both of those would be 1s, and it can't be. That's not a 9. Because I cannot put a 1 there because it would conflict with that 1. Well, there's no 1 and therefore no 4. This is a 2-3 pair. That, oh no, it can be. Remember the negative constraint. Negative constraint matters. That's what I'd forgotten. So that can't be a 2. That can't be a 3. I haven't got enough information to do much more than that yet, but I have to remember the negative constraint on X's and V's. So we've got 9 to one of those. In this row, 9 is in one of those, so 9 is not there. So 9 is absolutely in one of those two. I can't forget the... So 9 is in one of those two in this orange region. I don't know. I think that means that neither of these can be 9s, because if it's here, then if it's here, then in order to, that will knock out those, and I need to put a 9 in here, which would knock out that. If it's here, then that doesn't have one. So that can't be a 9. If I put it, and that would knock out those. But if I put it here, then it has to be in one of those two. So if I put it here, those can't be 9s. And if I put it here, to have one in this region, it has to be in those two. Neither of those two can be 9s. Now, in this orange region, it now has to be in one of those two. And that's also this irregular region. Hang on. If it's here, it's in one of those two. If it's here, it's in one of those. That can't be a 9. This is tricky. I'm not sure I'm doing this right. If it's here, yeah, it's got to be in one of those. If it's here, it's in one of those too. I'm not sure. Let's look for something else. because that is seeming like a very deep rabbit hole to go down. So low digits, they actually provide quite a restriction because there's 2 digits they can't go next to. Because, for example, this 1 can't go next to either another 9 or a 4. So, for example, 4 in this region has to be in one of those cells. And in this region has to be in one of those cells, because if I put it here, I'd need a V. I'm not sure that's helping me. Actually, I can't put 1 there and I can't put 1 in either of those. That's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 6. And that's using that negative constraint. I couldn't put 1 in the top and I couldn't put 1 next to the 9. That was the only place I could put a 1. So if I roll back, cannot put 1 up the top, cannot put 1 next to a 9 because there's no X. That's the 1, that's the 4, that's the 6. That means there's no 4 down here, which means there's no 1 down here. This is a 2, this is a 3. I think that's what I needed to get started. All of this stuff with the 9s was a little bit of a diversion. Do I want to keep all that height? I can recreate it if I need it. So that's going to give me what? So this is either going to be 1, 9, or 4, 6. That can't be a 6, so that can't be a 4. And that can't be a 9, so that can't be a 1. So this is either 4, 9, this is either 1 or 6. So this 4 has got its 1 and its 6, so I'm okay. Okay, we're okay. So 1 in this row has to go over here somewhere, and it can't go there. So 1 is in one of those two. 1 can't go here because there's already a 1 in the blue. 1 can't go here, there's already 1 in the orange. 1 can't go here because there's already a 1 in this irregular region. 1 goes here, which means that's not 1 and that's not 4. Maybe I'm starting to get a grip on how this works. Maybe. Maybe. 4 can't go there. So 4 can't in... So in this region, so I'm looking at this irregular region now. 4 can't go there, 4 can't go next to the 1. So 4 has to be in one of those, which if I look at this region, puts 4 in one of those. Now, that can't be 1 and 4, but it doesn't... That could be 4 and that could be 1, that could be 4, and then either of those could be 1. Yeah, that's not narrowed down enough. So 1 in this row can be there, can be there, no, can't be there, 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 can't be there. They're the only 2 spots in that row that 1 can go. Let's look at 1s. I imagine as I get further down the grid, I'm going to hit a problem. Like it's going to be too wide open. So 1 can go in either of those. Can't go next to the 9. Can't go there because I'd have to put a 9 there and that would conflict. Can go there. I think it can go there. So I think I can put a 1 there. If I put a 1 there, that would be a 9, which seems to be okay. If I put a 1 there, that would be a 9. That is not. That can't be a 1. That can be. Oh, that has to be a 1. I can't put 1 there to be next to a 9. I can't put 1 there. That would put a 9 there, which would conflict. I can't put 1. All of those can't be 1. If this is a 1, it's next to a 9. If this is a 1, it's next to a 9. If this is a 1, it's next to a 9. And if this is a 1, it puts a 9 there. The only place in this blue region that a 1 can go is there. So now I'm looking at this row. Well, that means that that's a 2, which means that's a 3, and that's a 7. If that's a 2, then 2 has to be up here somewhere. And it can't be there. So 2 is in one of those two. If 2 is there, that's an 8, and we can't put 8 there. No, hang on. Why can't we put 8? Oh, no, we can. That's this region, not this orange box. Wow, this pencil marking is going to kill me. So if 2 is here, that becomes an 8. So 2 is in one of those two. Oh, wow, this is tricky. I really have to be careful with this pencil marking, don't I? So let's go back to looking at 1s. So 1 can be there. Actually, 1 in this row has to be in this region, so it's in one of those two. I can't put 1 anywhere over here, or I'd have no 1 in this region, because I can't put a 1 in any of those cells. So one of these has to be a 1. One is really restricted, but how do I... Okay, down here. Let's keep going. I can't put 1 there. I think I can put 1 there. Can't put 1 there. If I put 1 there, that would be a 9, and that would be a 1. Can't put 1 there. I think I can put 1 there. And I can put 1 there. And in this bottom row, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I can put 1 there. I can't put 1 there. I can't put 1 there because it'd put it next to a 4. I can put 1 there. And I can put 1 there. If this is a 1, no, this can't be a 1 because this is a 4 or a 9, so that cannot be a 1. Because if I put a 1 there, whether that's a 4 or a 9, I'd need an X or a V. And I can't do it anyway because 1 is in one of those. So that even that can't be a 1. So in this region, this is the 1. Which means that's not the 1. Which means in this region, that is the 1. And that is not the 4. That's an X. That is the 9. So this is not... These are... So that is not... 1 is in one of those two. Which I had from this region. Pay more attention, BremSter. So these are not 1. So 1 is in one of those two. Can I narrow that down? put all those pencil marks in. In this column, cannot put one in any of those. Can't put one there because in any of those, because in this region, one has to go in one of those two. Can't put one there because it would put one there, and there's already one in the row. This is the one. So this is not the one. I'm not going to do another Zathras quote. That does not put the restriction on any of those 4s, however. Yeah, I know, probably not doing this the most efficient way. I really struggle with irregular regions. But that's part of doing the fundamentals thing, is trying to figure out how to improve your skills. And I know most people watch my introduction and then go do the puzzles, and that's fine. Very few people will actually see this part of the video. This X is actually a bit restricted. Actually, this X is very restricted. That's 4, 6, because it sees a 1, 2, and a 3. So that is a 4, 6. Which means these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. That can't be a 5. So this is from 2 or 3. That can't be a 7. So 7 is up here in that box. These pencil marks are going to break me, aren't they? So what am I missing in this box? 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 in this box has to go in one of those. 6 is in one of those. So 6 can't go in any of those. So 6 is in one of those 3. 6 can't go there. 6 is in one of those 2 in this region. This pencil marking. Ugh. It's almost certain that you're supposed to do more of this in your head. I can't. Four can't go there or there. That restricts 4 to one of those locations in this orange region. And it can't go there because it would need a V to go on top of the 1. Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble seeing this grid. So I really don't know what to look for. So I need to put a 9 into this orange grid, into this orange box. I can't put it in any of those. I can't put it there because that would put it next to a 1. If I put it there, that would put a 1 there, so it's not in there. So it's in one of those two. It must be right there because I can't put it there. So yeah, it can't be there and it can't be there because I'd have to put a 1 there. That's a 9, which means that's not a 9, which if I trust my pencil marks means that is a 9. because now 9 can't go there, can't go there. That couldn't be a 9 because why did I have 9 in those two? I don't know. But I did. And that works for both region and box. 9 couldn't go there, 9 couldn't go there, 9 can't go there, and yeah, 9 had to be in those two because 9 can't go there because it would put 1 there, can't go there because it's on a V, can't go there because it's in the same box as the blue, and it can't go there because it's in the row. 9 was in one of those two, that 9 knocked it out of there and forces a 9 into there. Right. So now 9 is down here somewhere. Nine is down here somewhere. Can't go on those because that would put it next to a 1. So 9 is in one of those two. Which means it's taken up in that row and in all of those. So in this, no, not in all of those because it could go there. Oh, irregular. But it means it can't go in any of those. So yeah, this is now an X-wing in 9s in those. But that's okay. So 9 can't go here. 9 can't go here. 9 can't go in any of those. 9 can't go in any of those. That has to be a 9. And that just leaves this X-wing on 9s. Okay. This is a 6, a 7, or an 8 because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can't put a 5 on an X. And it sees a 9. So this is a 4, a 3, or a 2. My wife is calling me. I need to be back in a moment. Okay, I am back. So where was I up to? So looking at 8s, because of this 8, 8 is in here, which means 8 is not in here, which means 8 is in one of those. Can I narrow that down? Why do I have... Why do I have 8 marked there? That does not make sense. Did I knock 8 out of there and limit it to there rather than putting it in there as well? Why can't those be 8? It's irregular stuff. Why can't those be 8? I can't put 8 into either of those two. And I can't put 8 into any of those. So any of those can be 8. So because I can put 8 into either of those, there's no reason 8... Yeah, I don't think that's right. I mean, 8 absolutely has to go in there or there. Oh, this is tough. This is so tough. 4 is limited to those. No, 4 is limited to those two because of these 4s down here. How do I have 4 down here? Oh, I've forgotten everything. I have 4 down here because 4 has to be down here, and I have 4 down here because I can't put 4 here and I can't put 4 here. So 4 is absolutely down here. I can't put 4 there, I can't put 4 there. 4 is in those two. Which doesn't restrict... No, 4 can't go there, because if 4 is there, that becomes 6 and I'd need an X. This is a 4. This is not a 4. That means 4 is in one of those two. Oh, this is crazy. I know I'm not doing very well. These are 5, 6, and 7. This is not 6. This is not 7. Four. 5s are the least powerful digit. I'm just all over the place on this puzzle. So 4 is in one of those two, and it can't be there. 4 is right there. Because 4 can't be here because of that 4, and 4 can't be here because it'd be next to a 1. That's a 4. This stuff is obviously all over the place, and I am just not seeing it. Okay, that puts... Between the orange and blue regions, the irregular regions, regular Sudoku, and the negative constraint. I'm never sure what I'm supposed to be looking for. So I can't put 1, 2, or 3 in here. So this must be a 2 or a 3. Because 1, 2, 3 is knocked out of here. I need to put 1, 2, 3 in here, and that's not a 2 or a 3. This is a 2 or a 3, and that gives me a 2, 3 pair in this row. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to put a 5 in here. So these are 5, 7, 8, and 9. That's not a 9. So I've got this 2, 3 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There must be a 5 in here now for there to be a 5 in the region, but 5 is... whatever is in there must go in there. So those are the same digit. But that doesn't eliminate anything because I can't use the negative constraint. Nothing sees it in the row. Wait a minute though. Doesn't whatever is in here has to go in this column. And it can't go in there, so it has to be one of those. So this digit, it can't be 1, 2, 3, and it has to go in this column. So this digit has to go here. So if this is an 8, this has to be an 8 because the 8 can't go in here and it can't go down here, so it has to go here. If this is a 7, the 7 can't go here and it can't go here, so this is a 7. Now, whatever this is, can't go in those cells, so it has to go in those cells. But that can't be an 8. These must be 7s. So that's not a 7, and that's not a 3. These are not 7. I have no idea if that's needed. So these are not an 8. There's no 8 here anymore. There's no 8 here. Why do I have no 8 here? If I have 8 not pencil. Because 8 must go up here. So there's no 8 here. So that's 5, 8, 9. So these are a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to keep that to show me the pointing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That can't be a 7. That's a 6. There's no 6 there. That is a 4, 7 pair, which puts 7 down here. So 7 is down here with the 4. If 7 is down here, this is a 5, this is a 6, this is a 7. Please be progress. So this is a known triple now. We've got 1, 5, because we can't put 5 on the X. This must be 8 now, which makes that 2, which makes this 8, which makes this 5. That means that has to be 6. Yes, because I can't put 6 in there in this region, and I can't put 6 because there's already 6 in the blue. That becomes 6. This now has to be the 8 because I can't put 8 there and there's no other 8. That becomes 8. That means that can't be 2. That has to be 4. This has to be 6. Okay. This now can't be 4, 6, 2, 8, or this is 3, 7. Because it can't be 2, 8, 1, 9, or 4, 6. This is 3, 7, which makes this the 2 and this the 3. That means this has to be the 5, this is the 9, this is the 8, this is the 3, and this is the 2. I'm finally getting some traction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. The 8 makes that a 5 and that an 8. These are 2, 3. There may be something giving that to me, but I'm not seeing it just yet. So 1, these, I need to put a 2 there for the blue box, and I can't put it there. 3, 4, this is a 5. This column is now missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this is not a 5. It's or a 7, that's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. This now is a 4, and I can get that multiple ways. There is no 4 in there. This is not a 2. This is not a 3. This is a 4, 7. And it's not a 4 because it would be next to a 1. 7, 4. Which means this is a 7. These are 3 and 4. The 4 gives me the order, 3 and 4, which means this can't be a 1. That's a 5 and that's a 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. My pencil marks say that's not a 9, and I agree with it, and that's not a 7. It's also not a 9, so that's a 6, that's a 7, that's a 9. There is no 1 here anymore because I now have the 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. The 8 in the row gives me the order. That was that 8. That 8 means that has to be a 1, so that has to be a 4. This is not the 1. 1, 2, that is a 3. This is falling apart now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a good way because holy cow, I found starting this one hard. 6. There'll be something breaking this open. Not that's jumping out at me, but I still have an entire box to work on. This is, well, that's not the 5, so that's the 5. This is, well, I can't put 1 there and I need a 1 in the row. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8. This, I need a 3 and a 7. Okay. This is 2, 3, and 7. So 2, 3, 7. That is a fully pencil marked grid, and something is going to give it to me. Well, that's not a 7. Please tell me I haven't got this wrong. I can't put 3 and 7 next to each other. Oh, that's mean. It's beautiful, but mean. I can't put... If this was a 2, this would be a 3, 7, and I would need an X. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 7. That's a 3. That's a 2. The 7 makes that a 3, and that a 7, and that finishes the puzzle. That was a beautiful ending. I know I always apologize for struggling in the middle there, but I do. I feel I'm wasting everyone's time, and I'm really sorry. But people come back for it, so I don't know. As I said, maybe it's because people don't watch the puzzle bits in the middle. They watch the intro, start the puzzle, and then at the end jump to confirm that the solution matches mine, and can laugh at me if they don't. People who do watch a video, thank you. That watch time is apparently important for the algorithm, which will draw more people to my channel and get more people exposed to these amazing puzzles. And realistically, that's what I'm more interested in. I mean, liking is great because it means that the algorithm will promote my puzzles more. Subscribing is great because that will mean that you get to see more puzzles, and it will promote my puzzles more and draw more people and promote the puzzles more. I really... This is a hobby for me. I'm not like some of the other channels that are trying to make a living off this or anything. If you want to support my channel, go support Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles and Ashish Kumar on Enthralling Sudoku, or go support Rank's channel. Go subscribe there and get on his Patreon. Go support Scott Rosal. I don't need the support. I need puzzles. Puzzles are always good, but I don't need, I haven't set up a Discord. I haven't set up a Patreon. I have no plans at this point to do this. If this grows to, huge levels, it shouldn't, or it won't, then I might look at that. But at this point, I don't need that. So yeah, we will see how this goes. Thank you everyone for watching, and I wish you all the best with your solving.